Hey, so you might notice that today feels a little bit different. I've been getting some feedback and been thinking about it anyway, about maybe trying to up the game a little bit with my videography on this channel. So welcome to the new version of Ecstatic Self. One of the things I'm really going to endeavor to do with this new channel is provide a little bit more of a slice of life of what's going on with me, what am I doing, where am I going, literally and figuratively, and invite you in a little bit more of my own personal story and journey. So it's Sunday morning here in Washington, D.C. I'm out for my usual morning walk with my dog, Galileo Aloysius III. We are walking towards the Capitol, which is one of our regular walks. We live in the Southeast, which is a really nice neighborhood. It's really very quaint and picturesque and green. I'm not from here originally. I'm originally from Chicago, but I've been really loving living here. Of all the different places I've lived, Florida, California, this has been one of my favorites. Down the street is where one of our best friends used to live. He used to watch our dog Galileo. And they've since moved out of the city, unfortunately, but Galileo still likes to walk this way and go by their apartment to see if they happen to still be there. So it's been a quiet morning. I already did my meditation, half hour of silent meditation, then some specific mantras, and then a couple chants. We always start the day, and now for our morning walk, which is our next step of the day. Usually walk for about an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. I'm very grateful to have the time to be able to do that. My little Galileo is a bit of a marathoner. He loves to walk. And one of the things I really like to do is try not to be on technology while I'm walking. So not listen to podcasts or music or check my email, but to really just be present to the experience of walking. Notice how my feet are hitting the ground, notice how I'm breathing, notice the weather, be in the experience of life, because I tend to find that I'm much more happy and grounded and healthy when I'm present to my experiences and I'm like really enjoying this time outside rather than thinking about other things or working on other things. And sometimes I'll bring a book, like I have one in my backpack today, to sit outside and read. So not only getting that connection to nature, but also getting that time to just be with myself and to just allow my subconscious to process and allow things to be quiet and to just be here, because I think a lot of people don't like that. They want to have some sort of stimulation at all times. So I'm gonna turn this off for a second so I can just sit here and be. So one of the things I try to be good about is just coming back to my breath, coming back to just being. Like, we're human beings, not human doings, a friend of mine, a mentor of mine used to always say. But it's so hard for many of us. So many of us just want to keep being brought into the past or the future or daydreaming, things to do, and instead of just being with ourselves. Like, I know I've said this before, but there was this study done of asking people whether they would rather receive an electric shock or sit alone with themselves for 15 minutes with their thoughts. And the women in the study did much better, but the men in the study, over 50% of them would rather, it was over 60% I think, would rather have gotten an electric shock rather than sit alone with their thoughts. I try to just be present and just watch my breath or be here in the now. I remember being a little kid and remembering enjoying life so much and everything seeming so new and vibrant and time moving so slow. And I think a big part of that was, well, one, the newness of everything, right? But also, two, the willingness to just be here. Because when you're a little kid, you're not caught up in memories. You're not caught up in daydreaming about the future. I mean, you do a little bit, but basically you're just experiencing. You're experiencing that tree and this ground and the people over there. You're very present to the experience of being. And that's something I want to live in a state of wonder. I want to feel like I'm constantly amazed by what's going on around me, and then I'm feeling like I'm existing in deep time rather than time floating by at a ridiculous pace. We're at the Capitol, and now you can start to see it through the trees. I want to live in those kind of states of being. I'm so lucky that this gets to be my morning walk, right? Come on. How amazing it is that we get to live in such a beautiful place And that, we get to walk up to the seat of government. Right? We get to walk up to where things happen. I'm staggered by it every time we come this way, which is, once or twice a week at least. I mean, my life is lovely and also simple. I really like it that way, with that each morning I get up, I meditate for over an hour, drink some hot water, go for a morning walk for a couple hours, come home, eat breakfast, do yoga, work out, have lunch. In the afternoon, I do my video editing, I work with clients, I write, I edit, I work on my book, I play with Galileo, I play with our cat. In the evening, I make dinner for me and my husband Anthony, and then we spend some quality time together. We either play games or watch a movie or a home show. Sometimes we visit with a friend and go spend some time with them, and then get to bed pretty early. I meditate again, do some reading in the evening. It's a very simple life, but it's the kind of life I'd like to live. There is something so joyful about just a simple, minimalistic life, where there's a beautiful routine and you know what's coming every day, and for the most part, right, you never really know. But that it's just simple, and I surround myself with people and creatures that I love and nourish me, and a home that I love, and a place that I love, and it's beautiful. It's not what I thought type of life I wanted when I was younger. I thought I wanted adventure and glamour and travel nonstop and all that kind of stuff that we think will make us happy, but in reality, I think this is so much more awesome. Because if you're at all like me, when I was younger, I thought I needed to be famous to be happy. I thought I needed to be super successful and be adored and make lots of money and be going awesome places and doing, engaging things all the time. I thought that was how I would be happy. And to be fair, I didn't necessarily have the best role models for what happiness looked like. I love my parents and I love my family and they're wonderful people. But I wouldn't say that they're, deeply satisfied with their lives. And so for me, this idea of simplicity as being a route to joy was something I never thought of or ever considered. I thought that I had to achieve great things in order to be happy. And as I've gotten older, I've come to appreciate the fact that maybe not so much. Maybe happiness is just spending time with loved ones. Maybe happiness is some beautiful time in a garden. Happiness is reading a good book, being mindful, being here in the moment. Because I know so many people who have these dynamic lives. I have so many acquaintances that are traveling nonstop and always going to parties and galas, and maybe not right now during COVID, but even with my job before the pandemic that I was doing for 4 years consulting, I was on airplanes 3 or 4 times a week, traveling amazing places around the world. But it was exhausting, right? And a lot of the people I know who live that kind of jet-setting lifestyle, they're not necessarily the happiest people. A lot of them are using it to distract themselves from what's really going on inside. And, not to say you can't live that lifestyle and be happy. Of course you can. But the people I know who really seem to have their stuff together, their shit together, are people who really realize that happiness happens in this moment. It doesn't require anything special. And that you can be anywhere and be contented. You can live and breathe and just be where you are and really love your life. You don't need extraneous stuff. And sometimes that extraneous stuff is actually, you're trying to distract yourself from your inner sadness or inner disappointment, right? That glitter and glitz and glamour, it's distracting, but isn't necessarily the most nourishing thing ever. This is such a pretty garden. So one of the questions I think about a lot is, how do I be happy now? Because, I'm not always, but a lot of times I am living my joy and contentment. I feel my best when I'm doing the things that take care of myself well, like exercise, taking baths rather than showers, taking time to read, taking time to be in nature. But then it's also making sure that I am using the tools that I know and using the tools that I am given to surrender emotions. Yesterday, for example, I had my shipment of books finally come in for me to look at. I ordered 15 books of Journey to the Ecstatic Self that comes out in November. It was my first time like holding my printed books in my hand, and I was so looking forward to it. And they showed up, and oh man, the title was cropped off because it was so uncentered. One of the books had somebody else's book inside of the cover, like it was not my manuscript inside, it was Wild Women or something like that. Another one got delivered where the whole book was glued in upside down. I was like so emotionally devastated about it because this is something I've been looking forward to for 9 months. But what I go to is I go to my toolkit and I say, okay, well, why don't we let that go? Let's just surrender to the universe, let go of the emotions behind it, keep breathing, and trust that it's going to be okay. This is all fixable. I know you're disappointed right now, but this is all manageable. So keep breathing, keep surrendering, and use the meditative tools that I know to practice good emotional hygiene. Because that's the kind of person I want to be. I want to be somebody who, no matter what's going on in my life, I can be okay. No matter how disappointed or how frustrated I am, I handle it with grace, I surrender, I let go, and I know it's all going to work out. I want to be somebody who lives gracefully. I still love the architecture around DC. It's really such an amazing place. So we just got back in from our walk, and spent a little bit more time out there than I thought we would this morning. I thought I'd come back home and just do a little bit of centering meditation and wanted to invite you to join me. So feel yourself relax. Feel yourself let go of what you're supposed to do and who you're supposed to be and all those things. And feel yourself entering just a deep space of non-doership. Feel your jaw relax, your forehead relax, your eyes. And allow yourself to just simply be where you are. Notice your thoughts. Notice how you're existing in the world. And what would it be like if you just let everything go? If you allow yourself to be where you are, be as you are, be how you are. There's nothing to do or achieve, just simply be. What would that be like? Try to let go. Release your breath, keep breathing easy. And sink into a space beyond mind, beyond thought, beyond time. Let go and let live. Follow your breath in and out. And remind yourself that you're enough. Just as you are. You're enough. Breathe into your heart. Feel it open and expand. Be with yourself. What walking by all those great monuments today, it's easy to get caught up into that thinking of needing to achieve greatness. But simply just to be with yourself in the quiet moments, that is one of the greatest gifts, one of the greatest joys anyone can ever achieve. So celebrate that, enjoy that, love that. Be home with yourself and know that's enough. So anyhow, thank you for joining me today. I'm Kay. This is Ecstatic Self. If you've been watching my YouTube channel regularly, you've noticed that I've been doing a video a day since I started it about 4 months ago, 3.5 months ago. But now switching to this new format, that's not going to be the case. So the videos will be a little less frequent, but I'm still going to try and be there for you as often as I can be. And always feel free to reach out. My email's k@ecstaticself.com or via any social media app, and I'd love to hear from you. Check out my book. It's available for pre-order on Amazon, Journey to the Ecstatic Self. I look forward to seeing you soon.